Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
St. James murder suspect nabbed. A suspect in the fatal shooting of a man as he checked his vehicle along a roadway in St. James was nabbed by the police on Thursday, August 12, and a firearm believed to be the murder weapon seized. Reports from the Montego Bay Hills Police that about 6 p.m., the now deceased 35-year-old Richard Baker of Glendevon, St. James, was driving his Toyota Crown motor car along the roadway. Baker reportedly stopped to make checks on his vehicle when he was pounced upon by a gunman traveling in a Toyota Axio motor car. The gunman shot him several times. Baker, however, managed to drive his vehicle to a location where he saw a police team and informed them of the incident. The quick response of the police led to the gunman being intercepted and arrested. One Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 7 9mm rounds was also seized. Baker was transported to the hospital, where he later died. The gunman's identity is being withheld pending further investigation. Deadly 7.2 magnitude quake strikes Haiti. A powerful 7.2 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti on Saturday, causing several deaths and toppling buildings in the disaster-plagued Caribbean nation, still recovering from a devastating 2010 quake. The epicenter of the quake, which shook homes and sent people scrambling for protection, was about 100 miles by road from the center of the densely populated capital, Port-au-Prince. Lots of homes are destroyed, people are dead, and some are at the hospital. Christella Saint-Hilaire, who lives near to the epicenter, told AFP, "Everyone is in the street now, and the shocks keep coming on." The long initial shock was felt in much of the Caribbean. It damaged schools as well as homes on Haiti's southwestern peninsula, according to images from witnesses. "I can confirm there are deaths, but I don't yet have an exact role," said Jerry Chandler, who heads the country's civil protection agency. Residents shared images on social media of the ruins of concrete building, including a church in which a sermon was apparently underway on Saturday in the southwestern town of Les Anglais. The USGS issued a tsunami warning, saying waves of up to 3 meters were possible along the coastline of Haiti, but it soon lifted the warning. A magnitude 7.0 quake in January 2010 transformed most of Port-au-Prince and nearby cities in dusty ruins, killing more than 200,000 and injuring some 300,000 others. More than 1.5 million Haitians were made homeless, leaving islands authorities and the international humanitarian community with a colossal challenge in a country lacking either a land registry or building code. The quake destroyed hundreds of thousands of homes, as well as administrative buildings and schools, not to mention 60% of Haiti's healthcare system. The rebuilding of the country's main hospital remains incomplete, and non-governmental organizations have structured to make up the state's many deficiencies. Latest update on 7.2 magnitude earthquake that hits Haiti. The 7.2 magnitude earthquake that shook Haiti Saturday morning has killed at least 29 people, emergency officials stated. Jerry Chandler, who heads the country's civil protection agency, announced the toll as the nation began counting the cost of the disaster. Curfew imposed in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Gregory Park, St. Catherine, where there has been a flare-up of violence recently. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Friday, August 13, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, August 15. According to the police, the boundaries of the curfew run from the north along the Dyke Road, about 1,759 meters from the roundabout, to the intersection of Portmore Village and Dyke Road. The boundaries also run from the south along the train line from the intersection of Dyke Road into the intersection of the Municipal Boulevard, about 2,080 meters. The curfew covers the east along Dyke Road, about 695 meters from the intersection of Portmore Village Boulevard to the train line. From the west, the curfew runs along the Municipal Boulevard, about 1,322 meters from the intersection of the train line to the roundabout. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Children 12 years and older to soon begin to get Pfizer vaccine locally. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says Jamaica is to receive its first shipment of 200,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine on Tuesday, August 17, with children and adolescents to be given priority access. This represents the first tranche of approximately 600,000 doses and is to further bolster the government's coronavirus vaccination program. Making the announcement during Thursday's COVID conversation press briefing, Tufton said the ministry will begin the administration of these vaccines on August 23rd at all vaccination sites. We will focus on 15 years and older with parental consent, as well as children 12 years and older with underlying conditions, and that's for the Pfizer vaccine, he said. Tufton noted that the Pfizer vaccine has been proven to be safe and is approved for use in children and adolescents. The clinical assessments have been done, and as you know, we go by what the science proves. The Pfizer vaccine will now be available to young age cohort that is 12 years and older, particularly if there are challenges with your health status, and certainly 15 and older for sure. There are some specific programs that we are planning that will involve pulling both children and parents out at the location to provide that vaccine, he informed. He said the administration of the vaccine to children is part of the government's mandate to prioritize education and the reopening of schools for face-to-face instructions in the new academic year. He indicated that the Health Ministry will now finalize discussions with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information on the ways in which students 15 years and older, particularly those who will be sitting exit examinations, can be facilitated for early vaccination. We have been pitching vaccine take-up for our teachers. We will now have the opportunity to pitch and encourage vaccine take-up for students, or a fairly large segment of our student population, and the double approach will enhance protection in the classroom. We encourage our parents and our young people to be a part of this process as we give specific details in the week to come, he stated. Meanwhile, Tufton informed that through negotiations with the African Medical Supply Platform, a batch of approximately 118,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine should arrive in the island next week. These doses will be administered at all vaccination sites beginning August 23, 2021. We expect that we will have another shipment the week after the first shipment, and then next month we will have a bigger shipment of the Johnson & Johnson vaccines, he indicated. He said the government has booked and paid on approximately 1.9 million doses of those vaccines, which will be delivered over a period of time. In terms of vaccine supplies, we have in stock the AstraZeneca vaccine. We are now seeing the arrival of additional brands, and we did say it would happen in August, and it's playing through to form. Vaccines are coming, vaccines are here, vaccine in abundance. It's now time to get people to take up that, stated Tufton. 580 COVID cases, 9 more deaths in Jamaica. Jamaica recorded 580 new COVID-19 cases and 9 deaths on Friday, bringing the infection total to 57,289 and death toll to 1,285. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that the new cases comprised of 349 females and 231 males, with ages ranging from 11 days to 101 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 128, St. Anne, 117, Kingston and St. Andrew, 107, Westmoreland, 61, St. Elizabeth, 38, St. James, 34, Manchester, 25, Clarendon, 24, St. Thomas, 21, St. Mary, 12, Hanover, 7, Trelawney, 5, and Portland, 1. The latest deceased comprised of a 70-year-old female from Manchester, an 88-year-old female from Manchester, an 89-year-old female from Manchester, an 87-year-old female from Manchester, a 43-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 49-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 86-year-old male from St. Catherine, a 52-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 48-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew. Jamaica has 8,225 active cases after 22 people recovered from the virus, bringing the total number of recoveries to 47,411. Currently, 393 people are hospitalized, 44 of which are critical, while 88 are moderately ill. Choked gullies. Despite the dangers posed by flooding and repeated calls to proper disposal of domestic waste, people continue to dump garbage on the streets, which then ends up in gullies and drains when it rains. At the same time, it is obvious that some of the drains are in urgent need of cleaning. This is evident in photos captured on Wednesday in the corporate area. St. Catherine South Police lists persons of interest from Gregory Park. Investigators assigned to the St. Catherine Police Division have listed several men from the Gregory Park area as persons of interest who they believe can assist with ongoing investigations in the division. The men are urged to report to the Portmore Police Station by 6 p.m. on Sunday, August 15. The individuals hail from 5 communities within Gregory Park. They are Bunga Gully Community, Richard Hemley, otherwise called Devils, Ricardo Dixon, otherwise called Breeder, Ryan Muir, otherwise called Titiman, Junior Wind, otherwise called Big Red, Christopher Barrett, otherwise called Chickenback, a man known only as Rambo. In the Mexico community, Giovanni Rodney, otherwise called Pim Pim, Ricardo Bird, otherwise called Fuller, a man known only as Dog Shot. In the Gulf community, a man known only as TT. In the Trainline community, Ron Moore, otherwise called Shudar, a man known only as Travis, a man known only as Donny Boy, a man known only as Sula. In the Watson Grove community, Marlon Phillips, otherwise called Bino. The Portmore police are asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of the individuals listed to contact them at 876-949-8422, the police 119 emergency numbers, or the nearest police station. A curfew is currently in effect in sections of Gregory Park where there have been a flare-up of violence recently.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.